welcome to Afternoon Garage. So today, by request, I'm going to talk about this AutoLift 8,000 pound lift. It's a number of things you have to do to get this to fit in your garage. We're going to take some measurements, some dimensions. Let's go into what I did to modify the door to make sure that the door isn't going to be a problem. So this is my garage door opening mechanism before I had the lift. You can see that the ceiling's pretty high, but the garage door opener hangs down pretty low, as most of them do with the center pole garage door opener. First thing that we purchased was this garage door opener. It's a jack shaft type garage door opener. It's a LiftMaster model 8500. This is a fantastic garage door opener, and even if you didn't have this type of situation where you wanted to raise the door up, I highly recommend this. It's really easy to use. It has an emergency cable you can pull and open the door if you have to, just like that. It also has a number of safety features. This one here, the door gets jammed in any way, that's a pressure switch. That'll actually open up and stop the garage door operation. It also comes with a MyQ system, so it actually senses whether or not the door is open or closed, and can send that to your cell phone via this Wi-Fi unit here. And what it'll do is it'll let you know if your garage door's open, somebody breaks into your house, somebody has an opener. It'll let you know when your garage door's open. Really good thing to have for security. Another reason the LiftMaster 8500 is such a good garage door opener is it has a PIR sensor here. So when you walk into the garage, it turns the light on. Everything's adjustable right in here. Right now I have the garage door, the reason that light's flashing, because I have the garage door remote turned off so that nobody can operate the garage door remotely through the cell phone or through the remote control. Another reason why the LiftMaster 8500 is such a good garage door opener is it has this deadbolt. Puts a pin through there so that wheel can't get by the channel here, thereby deadbolting the door closed. Really nice feature to have. Once again, that's all automatic. Now, along with relocating that garage door opener to actually just spin that jack shaft, you actually have to raise these tracks here. What that's going to do is it's going to get your upper track closer to the ceiling. Now your limitation is going to be right here. The take-up spool for the cable. You can only really mount that so high, so I put that as high as I could. And what that meant was I had a 13-inch piece of track I had to insert in there. Really important if you want the garage door to open all the way when you have a car high on the lift. Here's the track that I use. It's just standard garage door track. I think I got it on Amazon in a 2-pack. And all I really did was just cut off a 13-inch piece of track here, and then use some carriage bolts bolted together so that when the rollers ran up and down the track, they had enough room to sneak by the carriage bolts in there. Worked pretty good. Now, if you contact a garage door company, maybe you can get a piece of this that's the right length. Now that you got that garage door up and out of the way, we can move on to this. This is the AutoLift 8000. It's your standard, typical 4-post lift. 1, 2, 3, 4 posts, 2 runways. The motor here runs off of a cable. And there's a hydraulic ram, which actually has all these cables with pulleys kind of tied together. And the hydraulic ram moves forward, pulls all these cables tight, and the lift goes up. Pretty simple operation. First thing to know about these lifts is the shipping. Shipping's going to be horrendous on something like this. Probably going to be $500 to $1,000 depending on where it's sent from. It's very heavy, it's very bulky, and it comes all together, kind of all bolted together in one big 20-foot long thing that can only really be handled by a forklift. So if you don't have a forklift at home, probably going to have to go pick it up at the freight terminal. It's up to you to figure out what to do once you get home, but that's okay because you can unbolt it at that point. Don't expect the freight truck to sit outside and allow you to take the lift apart and take the runways apart and take the posts off and the motor separately and take that off the delivery truck separately. They're not going to let you do that. Believe me, I tried. Assembling it's not too bad either. Probably best to have, I don't know, 3 or 4 friends or maybe family members over to help you out put this thing together. It's not really the most complicated thing in the world, but it is bulky. And it is a little heavy. I thought I was going to have to use my engine hoist to lift these runways up, especially this one in particular, because this one here has a hydraulic ram in it. But really there was no need for that. We were just all able to pick it up, set it on where it needs to go. One modification I did make to the lift was to mount the motor and the reservoir on the side. They come bracketed and then welded on the front of this. So I simply cut the welds off, turned it on its side, welded a brace in here. You can see kind of a diagonal brace, and then stuck this thing on the side. That way it won't get in my way. Turned out to be a really good idea. Today I'm not really going to get into the specifics of how to set the lift up, how to adjust these cables here, how to set the locks up. But basically the thing to know is most garages have a sloped floor. When they poured the floor for my garage, I actually had a lot more concrete on this side than in the center. So I kind of had to adjust for that as well. So naturally they're going to have different adjustments on the front and on the back because we want the runways to be level and lock in that position on a level floor. So what that means is you kind of have to artificially adjust this thing so the lift thinks you have a level floor. It's not too hard to do. Follow the instructions. Along with this lift, got the accessory pack. What that gives you is that gives you 3 drip trays. These drip trays here can be put anywhere. Kind of helps keep the oil off of the car beneath it. These are really good too for oil changes. I have an oil change video I made where I set the oil change container right underneath this thing, slid it underneath the car, pulled it back out. Worked really well. I recommend these. Another thing that came in that kit is these here casters. So they're real strong, look like 500,000 pound casters. What it allows you to do is it allows you to actually pick up the lift and move it somewhere if you want to. Now in a garage that's small, I really have nowhere to go to move this lift, but let me show you how these work, demonstrate. If you had a bigger shop, these would be really handy. Now to set up these casters to move the lift, position them underneath these bars right here. Move the pin and there's a hole, this cross piece here. Take the pin in the hole. Don't forget the cotter pin. As you can see, the towers lifted up 1.5 inches or whatever. You can roll this thing wherever you wanted it now. That's a good feature to have, especially if you have a big shop. Now the accessory kit also gives you this jack tray. You can slide this jack tray wherever you need it, put it underneath the car, jack up the center of the car. Another important thing all lifts should come with is these metal plates. These are 1/4 inch plates here. They slide right into here. Keeps your car from falling off the lift that way. Try to use these if you can. Now to wire the motor for power, I've installed an electrical outlet in the ceiling. That's a 15 amp circuit, so it's going to use every bit of that. My ceiling height is 107 inches, so just 1 inch shy of 9 feet. Let's put the car up on the lift as high as it'll go, then see how much room we have underneath it. I purchased these little ramps. They're about 3 inches tall, and I actually need these in addition to the other ramps when I get a low vehicle onto this lift. So they serve 2 purposes for me. They block the car, keep it from rolling anywhere, and I can also take them off and use it to get a car onto the lift for additional lift of the ramps. Let's get another car in here. About 6 to 8 inches to spare. So now we know with a 9-foot ceiling, you can fit 2 average height cars in here no problem. It's really all I can tell you about this AutoLift 8000. I can tell you it works really well. Keeps me off the ground. Would I do it again? Absolutely. So if you're thinking about getting a lift for your garage, it's very possible. Just remember to put a car underneath it, probably going to have a minimum of a 9-foot ceiling. But if you're storing a car and maybe a trailer underneath it, be just fine for whatever kind of ceiling height you have. You want to see more content like this? Please subscribe. Doesn't cost anything to do. Really helps my channel out. Till next time.